You ready to film another exciting episode? Real good at doing stuff?
I can't wait.
Gotta be more exciting for Tuesday.
I can't wait.
Okay, good. There we go. Alright, real good stuff doers. Today we got a kind of special project to tear apart and take a look at, something you may be familiar with. This is the motor out of Leeroy, which is Cleetus McFarland's, I don't know what you call that thing. I guess it's a vet that has no body. Basically just a roll cage with wheels and whatnot. Stick shift car at World Cup Challenge Forum, whatever that race is up there. I think that's the race this happened at. They had some technical difficulties. And basically, long story short, the dome pressure hose that goes to the sensor that relays the dome pressure signal to the Holly, or fuel injection, got pinched between the bell housing and the motor when they had the clutch out, right? So basically what happens is that the computer sees a dome pressure of 0 as a result of that, and keeps opening the feed solenoid to the dome 100%. It gets all the CO2 and just jams the wastegate shut, which of course causes maximum big boost in short order. And they made a pass not knowing that this was the case, and until it blew the tires off, it made unreal amounts of boost, I think over 50, and we suspect that it's crushed these rods. I don't know much about this motor, and this motor is not about talking about anybody else's motor. That's not what we're doing here. We're going to hopefully build Cleetus something that's where he can go after this particular thing he's trying to do, and that's going to call for some pretty beefy stuff. And I doubt the stuff that's in here was really ever intended to stand up to what is going to be happening to it, and definitely not what happened to it with the wastegate issue. So anyhow, we're going to rip this thing apart, see if that's what happened, and then go from there. All right, we got the heads off this this sweet unit here, and things are looking, I guess, about like we expected. If I put an indicator on the back cylinder, it seems to be close to the top of the deck. I don't know where it's exactly supposed to be anyhow, but it's fairly close. But as we work forward, things look worser and worser, as they say, especially this one. This is number 2, I believe. In this cylinder, this thing's crushed all the way over, and this motor's really hard to turn over. So I'm going to try to get it close to the top, just to get some idea of how jacked up it is. As it gets up here, it gets really tough. Fortunately, I'm super strong. And anyhow, you can see, can you see that, production assistant guy? How this thing is, it's really folded over on this side. The piston is just crushed right into the cylinder and way down in the hole. So that is 200 thousandths or so down in the hole over here. And over here we're close to level, probably just a little in the hole. So this rod is just folded way over, and it looks like maybe all of them are, but at least the front 4 are really KO'd. and bad enough where it's making the motor actually really difficult to turn over. So at this point we're going to go ahead and pop all these rods out, take a look at them, see what that looks like, and then we'll, I guess at some point we'll kind of make a plan going forward. If you look in here, you can see that that rod is crushed all the way over against the counterweight. Actually this one is too. So these rods are definitely foobar. You can see that thing's just a big S. So they have been thoroughly crushed. There's some kind of a steel I-beam. Anyhow, that's for sure that's the deal. We'll get these things out and take a look. Alright, I got these rods out. They are in varying states of disarray. This guy here, obviously S-shaped. These things just been crushed. Enough where it's rubbing the crank over here. Same with this one. What a mess. This one, wow, that's number 2. It is really laid over. Some of these don't look too jacked up, but I wouldn't trust them. I bet they're all, that one's up, that one's bent to the naked eye. These maybe not so much, but I bet if you checked even the ones that look straight, if you actually checked them, they're not. So regardless, these are not the ones that we're using going back together with this thing. We're going to change up, probably change a lot of stuff to try to help Cleetus beat some of his goals. In the motor here, a little bit of rubbing right here on the side of the crank, but it's not really damaging anything at all. We'll check this crank, make sure it's straight, mag it, but I bet the crank is fine. Everything, I don't know what crank this is, but it's a center counterweight deal and looks pretty good. So we'll more than likely use this again and just try to spiff things up for what Cleetus is trying to do. Anyhow, I guess that's enough for today on this little teardown deal. We've tore the important parts apart, and we'll have more details on this build going forward. We'll probably do another video or two about this, and we'll let you guys tag along. Are you real good?